Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here for my third video and today it's Valentine's Day, and because we're in a pandemic and I am very single, I dressed up just for you. And I hope you like it. I dressed in like romantic colors, these blues and pinks, just to change of the all black that I usually wear. Because I know no boundaries, or it's all color or all black. I'm trying to post one video a week, but sometimes it's hard because of school and stuff, but I hope I'll make it. And I hope you'll continue to like my videos, and and I would like to thank every single one of you, because this is only my third video. I only have 2 videos and I already reached the 100 subscribers, and that's just amazing to me. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I don't even know how to begin to thank you, all of you, for subscribing to it and watching my videos, because this is a huge accomplishment. Like 100 subscribers with just 2 videos. It's amazing. So thank you to every single one of you. And I also reached 100 followers on Instagram, and that's also amazing. So thank you again for the support that you've given me. So today I am bringing you a non-classics TBR, like current fiction TBR for the year. The first book that I'm going to be talking about is Zadie Smith's Feel Free. I know a person, a man that is a literary critic and translator. And one day I was just chilling and he goes, "Look, I have a bunch of books for you," and he gave me a lot of books. You don't understand, like a lot of books. Why did I put Zadie Smith's Feel Free in my TBR? Because I was watching Dakota Johnson's house tour that she recently sold. That was a crime. That was a crime. Yes, she was showing her office, and when she was showing her bookshelves, I was like, wait a minute, I know that book. I own that book. So yeah, I put this book on my TBR because I had it and Dakota Johnson has read it. And who doesn't love Dakota Johnson? I think it's a collection of essays by Zadie Smith. And I also love this edition because it's just floppy and it's all... I love these editions. And I have more books like this, because books in Portuguese are usually like with French flaps and are very like stiff, and I like that, but sometimes I also like my books to be, you know, and I'm rambling, sorry. The next book that I'm going to be showing you is Alain de Botton, Essays on Love. This is a Portuguese edition. A co-worker of my mom gave this book to her. This book, it was just in my study, like existing. One day I had a person come to my school, ex-student from my Portuguese teacher, and she was talking about a reading blog and creative writing and things that she did, and she talked about this book, and I like wrote down every book she talked about. I am, in case you didn't notice, a massive Harry Styles fan, but when I say massive, I say kinda obsessed. And he was the first man to pose on Vogue America's cover, and in the interview it said that Harry was currently reading a book by Alain de Botton, and I was like, wait a minute, I have a book by that author. So yeah, that's how Essays on Love ended up on my TBR. It says that Essays on Love, it's a romance about two young people that meet during a flight between Paris and London and fall in love. I just checked that you can see this pack of Oreos that I was eating last night. So let's ignore that, because I won't be deleting the rest of the footage. Everyone loves the Oreos. But the next book I'm going to be talking about is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman. So, about this book. Call Me By Your Name used to be my favorite movie I loved that movie so much that I was considering tattooing a scene from the movie in my arm, and I'm so glad I didn't, because that's probably the movie that had the worst aging in all movie history. So I bought this book in July, and I ended up started reading it, and I reached page like 34 or something. Recently, I have been discovering some scenes in this book that can be described as a bit disturbing, and I'm not talking about the peach or the apricot scene, another other scenes. So I know this book is now currently considered problematic, also because Andre Asimon's views and some opinions that I don't think it's kind of, well, this is bold of me, it's my third video and I'm already talking about problematic things. But I think it's important to talk about this, because Andre Asimon had some views and said some things that weren't very correct, let's say like this. I don't really want to talk about them here, but like, if you want, search about it. I recently even saw a post on Instagram talking about it. I don't know, I will have to read the book, and that's why I still have it on my TBR, because I bought it and I want to read it because I spent my money on it, and also because I want to see what is problematic in this book and calling it out, because I think it's also important to call out things in books that you don't think are very correct, let's say. Call Me By Your Name was like was probably the movie that aged worstly in history, because of all the things about Armie Hammer. That's a mess. That was a mess. So I don't know if you've seen it, but go check it out. Go check out what is happening with Armie Hammer, because that's terrifying. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is Submarine by Joe Dantorn. I ordered another book, which was Angela Davis' Woman, Race and Class, and they didn't have it. So they gave me money to buy another book. And I chose Submarine by Joe Dantorn, and I chose this cover, which is the most recent one. I bought this book because the movie, I just love this movie. I love Arctic Monkeys, they are my favorite band, and I love Alex Turner, which is the vocalist for Arctic Monkeys, did the soundtrack for this movie, and I actually listened to the soundtrack before I watched the movie. And I actually have the CD because I found it in the record store with a discount, which was amazing. And if you've never listened to this, listen to it. It will change your life. I listen to this every day. This is my Bible. This soundtrack is my Bible. Alex Turner is one of the best lyricists that I've ever seen. And I also love lyrics, because lyrics are a form of poetry, and I love to analyze lyrics, and it's just amazing. Back to the book. I like, when I bought this book, I bought it and then I went to see the reviews on Goodreads, and it's not very high-rated, and some people said that this book was one of the cases that the movie adaptation was better than the book actually. But since I love the movie adaptation, I thought I'd give it a try, even though I didn't bought the cover design that had the movie poster adaptation, because this one was just more recent, and I think it's very pretty, and it's so small. Look at it, it's so small, and it has like a box of matches here, and it has a lighter here, which makes sense if you know the story. I'm going to read the back. 15-year-old Oliver Tate is terrified that his family is falling apart. He fears for his depressed father and is convinced that his mother is having an affair with her capoeira teacher. Deciding that it is down to him alone to save his parents' marriage, Oliver sets out on a campaign to rescue it, while also embarking on an even more ambitious goal: to lose his virginity before he's 16 to the seductive but slightly pyromaniacal Jordana. So yeah, that's Submarine. There is some trigger warnings on this book, like fatphobia, I think that's how you say it in English. Like, I don't think Oliver is very nice sometimes. There's like bullying on this book. That's what I saw on Goodreads. The next book that I want to read is a limited edition, this edition, because it's an hardcover. and it's called The Truth About the Case of Eric Kubert by Joel Dicker. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right or not, but it's a thriller, and it's about, I read 78 pages of this book in 2018, but I don't know why I ended up not picking. I know, I was reading Pride and Prejudice and at the time, and I focused all my energies on Pride and Prejudice and kind of forgot about this. But why do I want to start reading it again? Because I really like thrillers, and I've been seeing that Joel Dicker is actually a very famous author, even though I hadn't even seen anyone talk about him. But I was talking with a friend, and he said that he really likes this author. I think it's about, from what I've read, it's about a writer that gets arrested because the remains of a young woman are found on his backyard. This is actually the first time that I'm filming a video where my hair isn't wet. So yes, everyone, this is my hair. Look at it. I have curly hair, and that is very huge and big, because look at this. I do like it though. I used to have it like way long, but I cut it from like here a few months ago, so yeah. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is actually not a book but a saga. The entire saga is on my 2021 TBR, and it's the Twilight Saga, and no, I'm not gonna be sorry. I'm not gonna be sorry. I am not going to be sorry. Because I love those movies. I know they're very bad, but I even own them. I own one of them on DVD. I know they're bad. I know they're bad. We need to start learning how to appreciate objectively bad things, and that's why I am reading the Twilight Saga. I have read Twilight, now I'm currently reading New Moon, and I am not liking New Moon at all. Actually, I am in a reading slump in all of the books that I'm reading, and I think the main cause is New Moon, because it's so bad that I don't want to pick it up. Because of course I'm Team Edwards. I hate Jacob, and Edwards is not in New Moon. Like, in the majority of the book, there's no vampires, and that annoys me. But yes, this copy is actually not mine. A mother of a friend of mine lent it to me. But yes, I want to read the Twilight Saga, and I think you all know what the Twilight Saga is about. I have some things to say about Stephenie Meyer. Why does she think home invasion is something that people like do? It's not even a crime. Because the amount of home invasion in their books, and currently I'm like at the 50% mark in New Moon, and like there's so much home invasion, there's no boundaries, and like the red flags Bella ignores. Oh my god, Stephenie Meyer. Stephenie Meyer. Then I am in my pajama pants again, but this time they match my outfit. So, yeah. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is Coma by Robin Cook. And this book was gifted to me because, like I said, I want to be a doctor. And this book was gifted to me by a family member that always, but when I say always, they always gift me books, which is amazing. And I am trying to read them all. Apparently, like, I never heard of Robin Cook, and the other day I was scrolling through Instagram and I followed this Portuguese bookstore on Instagram, Bertrand, and they were talking about that they were having like a promotion on Robin Cook's books because we are in a pandemic, and I was like, what? And this guy also has a book called The Pandemic, which was released in 2018. Suspicious. Coincidence? I think not. But like I was saying, Robin Cook is apparently considered the father of medical thriller, and I think this is going to be very interesting. And I put it on my 2021 TBR exactly because of it. Because Robin Cook is actually a very famous writer, and sometimes I feel very dumb when writers are very famous and I don't know I didn't know that they were. This is a, like I said, medical thriller, and it's about two people. There are two people that are like hospitalized because they are in a coma. But Susan Wheeler, which is a medical student, starts to investigate things, and something happens. The last book is O Passado que Seremos by Inês Botelho. I don't think this is translated to English actually, but I'm trying to get more into Portuguese authors, and I found out about this author because we had some presentations made in class about books, and one of my colleagues actually presented this book, and like her presentation was so amazing. I still remember it, that I was like, oh my god, I have to read this book. And it's cloth bound, and oh my god, feel, I love this. Another member of my family actually gifted this to me because I asked them for it 2 years ago, and I still haven't read it. I am a disgrace. The title translates to The Past We Will Be. I don't know much of the plot. I just know that this is like, when people talk about Normal People, the book by Sally Rooney, which I haven't read and I would really like to read, they say that it's like a love story about two friends that are currently like, they fall apart and they go back together. I don't know, I haven't read the book, but when they talked about it, I was like, this is very similar to this book, because this book is like, it's not a young adult romance, but it's like a new adult romance, I think, and it's about two young people called Elisa and Alexandre, and they meet in like a trip, and then I think it's about how they like fall apart but then come back together. So I have really good feelings about this book. We have reached the end of this small part of my 2021 TBR, and this will probably change if I'm going to be honest, because I just ordered some more books, so expect the book haul, but I really hope I can read them all. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much again. I feel like I have to thank you so many times for 100 subscribers, and now that I'm thinking, maybe I should do a Q&A for 100 subscribers if this doesn't flop. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments. If I gather enough, I can maybe do a Q&A to celebrate my 100 subscribers. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you to everyone. Again, you're amazing, you're incredible, and I think that's all. I hope you're having an amazing reading year, and adios!